Allahu Akbar. Subhanallah. Alhamdulillah. Allah. Good evening. Well, for me, it's evening. I'm having my dinner here. Good evening.
Brother, how you doing?
I'm just about to have my dinner that I just cooked up, and
Nice.
you know, it's the first.
This might be a weird question, but can you read me a bedtime story, bro? I've been trying to go to sleep for the past like an hour.
Well, see, the only bedtime stories I know, they're very horrific in nature.
Dude, that's a big word. God damn, you got me right there. Like I know Spanish. Like
Okay,
horistic.
horrific. As in, it. If you do you have a active imagination?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Then it'll take you on a dark journey filled with horror.
Dude, I watch horror stuff all the time. I'm watching. I have like Markiplier playing Five Nights at Freddy's while I'm trying to. That's I sound like a dumb. I sound so dumb. I'm so sorry.
So when you say, so what are you scared of then?
What am I? I'm scared of heights. I'm a tall guy, so imagine being scared of heights, dude. It's the scariest thing ever.
When you say heights? Are you scared of roller coasters?
Not particularly, but like, hanging from a place or something. More of a fear of falling.
Okay, so if you're secure in a roller coaster, which has done safety precautions and all that, you're not scared of that, but you're scared of like bungee jumping.
Oh yeah, that would literally just, yeah. I
But you're
couldn't
not
do it.
afraid of flying on an airplane.
No, I've done it
Okay,
a bunch of
see.
times.
So your fear is actually like dying from falling.
I wouldn't say dying's the fear. I feel like just the act of falling.
But why is active falling fearful if dying is not the fear?
Because like like when you fall, like what if I do survive? You know what I mean? And then I gotta deal with that, like like a leg that's no longer there.
Yeah,
You know what I
I
mean?
see.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of trying to dissect your mind from like
Nice.
past experiences. See why you have a fear of height. Did you watch movie Cliffhanger maybe as a child?
Nah, surprisingly. I usually watch a lot of movies.
Maybe it was on the background and your
Okay.
family was watching it and you were kind of like it was too scary because it was a cliffhanger, and it has a lot of emotion. It came out
Maybe.
in like 2000 and maybe or 99.
I was born in '99, so maybe I didn't see it.
Okay. Oh, okay. What other movie can I reference?
uh, uh, hmm.
Avatar.
Dude,
How old were you when Avatar came out?
Avatar was like, I think 2009. I was like 10. I think Avatar came out in 2009.
Wow, that's cool, dude.
Yeah, I like Avatar. That's fun though. All
Are you a
right,
movie?
go
Are
ahead.
you like a movie person?
I'm more of a jazz type of guy, like old school like music, like Ella Fitzgerald, Jimmy Dorsey, Tommy Dorsey, like yeah, like Nat King Cole, Unforgettable. I usually listen to music more than I watch TV or movies.
What era would that be? Like the 40s and 50s?
It'd be from the 20s to the little like late 50s.
So you love basically that Roaring Twenties thing,
Oh hell
right?
yeah, yeah,
So
heck
are
yeah, yeah.
you familiar with the movie or the book actually, The Great Gatsby?
Oh, I love that movie, and I love the book. It's so good.
Yeah, yeah, it's a good movie. I mean, both of them, the original and the new one.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. They're both really good. I like them. They're very exquisite. Cool peeps. All right, I think my friend wants to join the live, but dude, appreciate it. I'll follow you. Uh,
Yeah, no problem, man. Just here. Have a good night and sleep tight.
dude, I
All
will
right.
try. All right,
Don't
or
let the bed bug bite.
dude,
The
I
one
just.
bed bug, not bed bugs. The one one. All
Oh
right.
yeah, the
Peace.
one singular. All right, adios. Adios.
Okay, that was funny. That was a little live session. I mean, there's a lot of young people. I mean, I'm 42 years old, and everybody that I come in contact with through this app is like very 20s. You know. Here, I'm eating some food here. Oh, that is the oven because I'm gonna make some. What am I making? I'm making some potato things. I'm gonna put it in the oven. I just bought this wok here finally, and that I can make my own food instead of buying food every day for getting some coffee in the morning for the team and myself. Then like at lunch getting food for everybody, and then dinner eating. It's like it's like stupid expensive. It's like $60, and that can be solved by just me making my own food. You know what I mean? Making my own food. And the thing is, I'm in California City, which is like a food desert. It is just a bunch of unhealthy options. The healthiest options is Subway, and that's not healthy. You know what I mean? But it is the only healthy option here, and McDonald's. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna make my own food from now on. I'm just gonna, and then I can dictate everything. Instead of the corn oil that they would do it in, it's in olive oil or coconut oil, which is a better oil, a superior oil. You seem like a really nice guy. Yeah, I mean, I just am how I feel, I treat my body, I give it those foods that remind it and give it some that emotion, right? To hook the lower mind. But I don't let it overindulge, in chips. These are like Doritos. They're not healthy. They're just chips in a circle with more flavoring added to it. And it's artificial, I know that. But I give it one or two, and I intertwine it in the food I made. It's like a treat for the body. That way, it's a partner. It becomes like my loyal servant of the physical. DIYAK Hans, I appreciate you. Where are you from? What time is it where you're from? So I'm eating chicken fajitas, and I put some salsa on it. So I'm in a city called California City. It's like north of LA, about 2 hours, northeast of LA, and like south of like Bakersfield, and it's known as the Mojave Desert. So I'm about 15 miles from the city of Mojave, and in a city called California City. It's part of a large cannabis booming economy, which I'm part of. It's an industry which I'm part of. I'm really living my dream life. This is my dream job, meaning dream job in terms of how I'm looked at, in terms of what I do and the freedom I have, and also like, you know, the potentials in this business and whatnot, you know, all kinds of things. You know, it's like, what is a dream job? It's not. If you think your dream job is working at XYZ company, that's the wrong kind of like vision. You have to have a dream, like career, dream job, and like, how does it make you feel? You know, what are you doing that is challenging you, but it's like not, it's not too difficult where you don't know, but it's like it challenges you to incrementally become a higher and higher vibration person. So I just invited somebody, but they declined. Some Goku, and I wanted to understand what Goku is exactly. And somebody that has a username with a Goku, they would probably be an expert somewhat on that character, Goku, which I don't know if it's a character. See, people have names, and they don't vibrate at the names level. You know, they call themselves, boss, boss 44, or boss cars. I don't know, whatever. Say boss something, implying that they're a boss real estate agent, boss, entrepreneur, or next level, whatever, But they don't vibrate at the names vibration. They're in unalignment to what they're trying to project. They're not working. And how do you get back in alignment? Understanding the forces, understanding your subconscious mind, understanding your conscious mind, understanding polarity, understanding the ways how the subconscious mind is imprinted, how it's programmed. And then ultimately how you are programmed. That's why things happen to you in cycles. Like, this thing happens, but you fuck it up. This thing happens and you mess that up. Or you can't get past a certain subconscious belief. Because you know why? It's because you've been consciously...
Hello, my brother.
Hey, how you doing, bro? How you doing?
I'm doing great.
I was in the middle of a conversation that I just started, and I was talking about how we have been, how we have a subconscious mind and a conscious mind. The conscious mind imprints on the subconscious mind, which then carries out the command. But we've been programmed to imprint on the subconscious mind in a way that is lacking, in a way that is a scarcity mindset, in a way that says you can't do it or you need these things, But I was telling that people have usernames and they say like, boss real estate agent, but they're not at the level of boss real estate agent because subconsciously they're trying to project something they're not, and you have to get aligned to it. You have to become a match to that thing that you are wanting, but it's not out there; it's from within. and you
Right.
have to change your inner chemistry.
I love that. That's that's powerful. So one thing that I like to add in, um, and this goes not for just for fitness or anything like that. This is a all life thing. So when I started my fitness journey, I had to literally decide who I was gonna be for the rest of my life. So when I quick story, I was 300 pounds once before. So whenever I had to lose the weight, I had to literally wake up and say, this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. I don't want to be this big anymore. So I had to make a permanent change to my diet, to my mental state, and what I was doing physically to make sure that I was, healthy for my future family, for the people that's around me, and eventually to all my personal training clients. So I'm definitely vibing with what you're saying here.
Yeah, definitely, man. It's like you have to uh, become a new person. You have to shed the skin, the old skin that was holding you back. Because like if you're like a reptile, if a reptile does not shed its skin, it's gonna constrict itself. You know, and that's what we
Yeah.
do because we hold on to our old skin, which we're supposed to let go of because we don't understand the higher creation of like how to align your thoughts and how to think of a higher self. And it's like it's very polarized, that whole topic, and by design. And the thing is, you have to ultimately become a new person, have a death of a certain part, and then and
Hmm.
just realize that it's just a transition. You have to let go of that skin and to grow a new skin that's greater. And then it's like
Hmm.
you step up and up, higher and higher. And yeah, it's like awesome, man. You lost 300. How many pounds did you lose?
No, I went from 300 pounds to about 180 now.
So you lost. I mean, you lost a whole part of you,
Right.
right? It's like the psychological part. That part that you built from eating bad things because eating foods was a subconscious trigger from to stop some kind of trauma. Some
Right.
kind of emotion. So you like ate this and made you feel better. And it's like that's why they call it comfort food. They put in these words like if that's a good thing. Oh, comfort food is not a good thing. It doesn't. It's comforting a certain aspect of you that is like in the darkness and is afraid of the light because it thinks that if the light touches it, then that it ceases to exist. That's
Hmm.
not true. It transcends from that low frequency to a higher frequency. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So would it be safe to say that whenever when we have to, what am I trying to ask? Would it be safe to say that whenever we have to make a change, we have to accept what trauma that we've been through. We have to accept it for what it is, and like how do we move past that trauma?
Well, you have to. First of all, it happened in the past. Okay, you can rewrite the past. The past is just a construct of time. It's an illusion. Okay, you can you make a choice to hold on to it. It's like say something really bad happened to you as a child. It's not your fault. That's it.
Mm,
It's not your fault. It's not your fault.
right.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault. Right? It's not your fault.
Right.
It happened to you. It's not your fault. Once you move past that, then it's like you can let go of that trauma, which is causing an emotional backup in your mind, in your being, which is
Mm,
which is causing all kinds of backup of emotion,
right.
and that emotion, in order for it to not explode, what the conscious mind does is it tries to cover it up with like that's why people chase after like they think the next new car they're gonna buy is gonna make them cooler or the new shoes are gonna make them feel better and they'll be back on top. It's like everything
Mm,
outside of them is trying to give them happiness to cover up internal blockage. So what we have to do is you have to face what happened to you, and then you have to look at it as like, if that didn't happen to you, then maybe you wouldn't be in the um, mindset you are now. You know,
Right.
like you wouldn't have lost all that weight if those things didn't happen to you. Because if that didn't happen to you, you wouldn't be that person that becomes, the catalyst of change. In your own,
Mm.
like you want to be a new person. You want
Right.
to, but you don't have to kill. I mean, in the spiritual community and all that, the ego is like the bad guy, or it's like
Mm.
you have an ego. You don't have to destroy it. You have to just transform it. It's like
Right.
a scared uh, animal that is like running, and it's like hiding under a car. How do you get it back, and to you, and then you take it to your house, and then it becomes part of you as a pet,
Mm.
right? It's the same thing, but that's happening with the child of you that's inside you.
Right.
That
Yeah.
that light inside you. You have to raise it up. You have to raise it up like a mother and a father would, but to
Right.
yourself, in
Right.
the imagination almost.
Yeah. So whenever I'm, because I'm a certified health coach. So
Mhm.
I usually deal with the psychological issues of my clients. Uh, Now, what you're talking about is on a whole deeper level. It's more centered around spirituality, and so whenever I'm asking my clients to find their why, would that be a good approach for me to help them progress or transcend into their new self?
Yeah, why is very important, and the why, the more it is not tied to the human experience, the better.
Mm.
The why is like, it's like a past, like, why? Because I just want to have nice things. it's
Right.
like it's like, no, it's past that. It's past, oh, I want to just have a nice house and provide for my family. It's past that. It's tied to your, like, it's your core, like, inner thing you had since you were a child,
Hmm.
like something you want to give to the world that is beyond just getting a good salary for it,
Right.
something like that, like I don't work just for a corporation. I work for a energy, and that energy comes through in this industry as cannabis, for example. So
Mm.
I work for the entity. If cannabis was a was a was like this superhero, right, that we can watch on, like, what would that superhero uh, want from me in order for me to get energy, you know, meaning money.
Right.
Money is just energy. It's your energy. You make your energy of your self and your knowledge higher, then you will attract people that want your knowledge, your energy. Like, for example, you were from 350 pounds to 180 pounds, and you're lean. You look lean. You look underneath 15% body fat, and that's very good. I mean, I'm sure you're like
Yeah.
10,
You nailed
11%.
it. You
You
nailed it.
know,
I'm 13,
yeah.
ish.
And the thing is, like, that's energy, because you had a certain energy that transformed you, and that same energy is now you are giving out that energy. So when people get you as a trainer, which I've had many trainers in my life, and many of them disappointed me because they didn't have the energy, because they were like, they were in track in high school, they were in like football in high school, so they always had that body, that discipline since a young child, but they weren't like you, where they were obese or much overweight, and they suffered through all these things. Now they're fit. I was 180 pounds. I'm only 5'6". I was like 36% body fat, and then I got to a point I was like 11% body fat, and I had that transition. But see, but me being like a fitness coach is not in my. It's like that wasn't in my why.
Mm.
Even though I tried it, but as like, this is not what I want to do, because I want, there's something else that I wanted. Not that it's a bad thing to do. I'm just saying it's
Right.
not my thing. My route is something else. You know?
Right. Yeah. So
Yeah.
whenever whenever I share my why with people, it's it I tell them my why from the beginning and how my why shifted as I kept achieving or hitting different milestones. So my why to begin with was obviously to get healthier for my future kids, and to be there for them like my father wasn't for me, because whenever my father passed away when I was 13. So whenever he never seen me play football, he never seen me do anything athletic or anything, and I know how into sports he was. So I felt like I was doing those things for him, but when he left, I felt like he could have taken better care of himself, right? So that was my why when I was 300 pounds, and
Mhm.
as I progressed, I seen the change that I can make in people's lives. So now, since I'm here, and I've since then forgiven my father, even though he's passed away. I've forgiven him for not taking care of himself, because, like you said before, it wasn't my fault. It wasn't anybody's fault but his, right? Because he didn't take a hold on his health. But now, whenever I'm sharing um, my why now is to try to touch as many lives as possible and change their lives for the better, so they'll be able to support their family or be around to have those happy moments for their family. So
Yeah,
that's my why now. So
that's awesome. Yeah, it shifts. Mine also shifts too, and it's always going to shift because the divine God, whatever you want to believe, it's infinity. It there's no like, oh, that's enough for you. That's enough
right.
joy and happiness for you. No, it's like there's it's infinity. So I mean, what part of the country are you from?
I reside in Alabama.
Alabama. And okay, was it a big area, big city?
Yeah, so Birmingham, Alabama. It's
Birmingham.
pretty
Yeah.
fairly big, fairly big.
Okay, cool. And how's the health in the community that you're in?
Uh, it's okay. Then we don't have. Obviously, we have like college football, and there's like a lot of athletes that try to go to college football and play for the University of Alabama or UAB or other big schools down here. But
Mhm.
for the most part in Alabama, we're uh, one of the fattest states in this country. Uh, I think only second to I think Texas.
Wow.
Um, but
Yeah.
yeah, the health community down here is not even
Let
it's
me ask you
not good.
this: when you made that change, the transition from your old self to the new you, did you get a lot of pushback from family or friends?
Yes,
Like,
I did.
you know?
I did actually. My 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 girlfriend at the time, she actually got jealous because she was going the opposite direction. My stepfather, he was a bigger individual. He would always make comments and saying, hey, you're losing weight. Um,
Sick,
Stop sucking in your stomach or something crazy like that. He would make like little smart remarks.
man.
The people like, and then when I shifted to a more plant based diet, that's when it really started happening. Like because
Mm.
I started doing things that you know that none of my family members even thought about doing. Like they didn't even imagine how a person could even stop eating meat or doing this or that to better their health. But I saw beyond the
Yeah,
judgment that was being casted upon me, and I did what made my body feel good. So
yeah. I think we all that make that huge change from a like totally like if you look at an old picture of me, I look like a different person. Same thing with you probably. And then the people that saw that change in me, they were like, "Oh, are you getting sick? Oh, you're losing too much weight. Oh, you look better back then." And it's like if I was to allow their opinion of me to dictate my trajectory in life, then I would not be. You know, it's like they're almost like they don't mean bad or anything. They're just
Right.
parts of the psyche that are projecting through them,
Mm-hmm.
yourself. You know, your
Right.
old demons. You know, I mean, I don't know if you're a religious person or whatnot, but it's like me growing up Muslim in Islam. We've been told about these jinn or these entities and this, things like that, and angels and the devil
Mm-hmm.
and devil's helpers and all that. It's
All
like
right.
now, like you don't see them ever. You don't see them physically, but they actually work through situation and people.
Right.
You know,
Right. Yeah.
and
Just because you can't see them doesn't mean they're not there. So
yeah,
for
and it's like the
sure.
funny thing is the people in the religious community were they gave me the biggest pushback in terms of like my change. Even my friends that I had, they were not really my friends anymore. They don't, their bad habits, like all these kind of things, I'm not a part of anymore. And it's like they don't want me around them because just by being around them, that reminds them of the huge change that they didn't make. They're all like, we're all like, I'm 42 and they're like 38, 36, 39, and they're so unhealthy, and it's just like, man, health is like wealth. It is wealth.
It is. It is. And it's funny that you say that you've been almost isolated away from the friends that you used to have in the past. My fiance, her father is a pastor, and my faith is Christianity. But whenever he was preaching this morning, he was explaining to us that sometimes God has to isolate you, and to improve your life, so he has to save you and move you out of your past, your past influences in order to transcend you into a better life. And it's,
Mhm.
I feel like that's so correct, and I'm glad to see that it's being present here again after hours of him preaching.
Huh. That's cool,
It's,
man. Because it's like it's just if if you view life as hard and unfair, and you're looking to blame others, and it's this person's fault, and you're polar, you're stuck in sides, then it's like you're gonna be dictated by that kind of emotion set. That's how your view of life is gonna be. It's like I had this view that, oh, I'm just not good enough, and this and that. But I changed my whole view, and the vision became different. It became something that's,
yeah,
and if you have that vision in your mind and in your heart and your mind, then God placed that in you. It's a light that is the
right,
divine. It is the divine.
yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah,
great, man. This is a great talk. I
yeah,
love this. I'm
yeah.
I'm
It's awesome,
glad.
man.
I'm so thankful that I clicked on your name, because I was literally, going through trying to figure out who could I call to get this live going, and who could I call that could give us information and help us with our daily lives. And I'm glad every single one of the people before you rejected the call, because this
Yeah,
is this is where we were supposed to be. This is
yeah,
exactly where we were supposed to be.
yeah. It's like you shift from like life happening uh, to you into shifting into life is happening for you.
Mm-hmm.
It's happening for you, and how you view life is going to happen to you how you view it. So if you view
Right.
life as endless possibilities, and of course you got to do the work, actions, the correct action in the correct heart, in the correct heart and knowledge, both together, knowledge and wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Knowledge is like anybody can have knowledge. You can just read books, you have knowledge, but
Right.
wisdom is acting upon the knowledge. And in my understanding, like all the energy of who is the owner of wisdom, who's the owner of beauty, who's the owner of abundance, who's the owner of justice, who's the owner of punishment even. But see, there's different frequencies of punishment.
Mm-hmm.
If you It's like, not to punish the negative aspects of you is to put light upon it. That's like a punishment for some lower aspect, but it's really not
Right.
punishment. If it's bettering you, it's like you punish your demons, but it's like not really punishment. It's more like you mold it. Instead of
Mm,
it controlling you, you control it. Just like
right.
Solomon, King Solomon. It's
Mm,
like you control the different aspects that most people are governed by those anger and greed and whatnot, but you change it. You change it up.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's deep, man.
because you have all the power. You're more powerful than that.
Yeah, yeah,
Because life is happening for you, and they're there for you. So if you're underneath their control, then you're not understanding that whole aspect.
hmm hmm.
But
Hey, man, this was a great talk. Um, I think it's about time for me to go to bed.
me
But
too.
thank you so much. Thank you tremendously
Yep.
for coming in and speaking with us.
Thank you
I'm
for
sure all my followers right now, everybody that's in the chat, greatly appreciate your words of wisdom. I even got people, they were sending little gifts and things inside of the chat here, and they were thanking you. So I just
oh
wanted to be the
appreciate
voice
it.
for them and tell you thank you so much.
Maybe next time I'll DM you and I need some tips on like working out like my shoulders. You
Okay,
know. So
for
yeah,
sure, for sure.
cool. All right, man. Take care and have a wonderful evening and morning tomorrow.
Yes,
All
sir.
right.
Thank you so much.
Peace. All right. Bye. That was cool. So I was eating my food here. I'm gonna have some bites. Oh shoot, my potatoes are done. Why the sun? Raw sun god. It's deep. Amun Ra Pata. You know. Camera. So I got my potatoes, potatoing here. If you don't alchemy, you should not feel guilty in Islam at all about guilt tripping you. Oh, I don't. Look, I take that energy and I transmute it. That doesn't. I know what it means. When you get hate, that means you have a lot of love, because they balance out. Okay. A lot of people are trying to go live with me, and I don't want to go live anymore. Well, I don't have any plates, unfortunately, so I'm just going to eat it. Yeah, that's true. The current way Islam is being taught, it's by guilt tripping you. You are correct. That's just the aspect of Islam that is being projected. See? Okay. Muslims or people guilt trip and all that. It's not in the doctrine too. No religion's doctrine is like that, except the people make it like that based on their programming, you know? Yeah, the Baphomet, the Baphomet is the ascended beast. Okay, it's the man. It's an androgynous symbol. It's a DNA symbol coming up, all kinds of stuff. It symbolizes the ascended man from the state of beast to a hue man, all the hues of the rainbow. I left the collective mind. I left the collective consciousness of the current reality. I left it while still being in it. What do you mean I find interesting Islam? It's like, the Mahdi would be you. You have to be the Mahdi. You have to be the one that saves you and raises, and then because of the work you do, you raise up that Christ energy from within, and the Christ returns and melts the illusion. Meaning you become the anointed one. You anoint that pineal gland with that secretion of the semen, of the fluid that rises up, and you save yourself. You're the Mahdi. See, it's talking about you, not something outside of you. See, the people are waiting for it to come by. Muslims are waiting for the Mahdi. Christians are waiting for Jesus. Something to save them. All the while being led like sheep to the slaughterhouse, to this like Ferris wheel, merry-go-round. It could be like Jaj and Majaj. Different mindsets, different groups of mindsets with the group consciousness thought. Group thinks, certain, and these two groups will be the biggest ones out of all, they're the army of the Jal, right? Jaj and Magog, Gog and Magog, I mean, it's the point is to not be stuck at the information the masses gave you. They want you, okay, what's the bloodline? Let's find the bloodline. Okay, who are these groups? Are they Chinese? Are they white people? And then, okay, what the hell does that do with you? And you becoming your higher self, becoming the heaven you, the one that would be in Jannah. How is that version of you living now? Is it living in the du'as granted, The Jal is the actual system. It is a system. It's a system of the left brain. It's a system of the structure. This structure, the hexagonal, structure. That is the Jal. This is the matrix. The matrix is the illusion. It's like the hologram, and any system that governs this hologram is part of that system, and that system has a leader. I actually Zoroaster. I actually was listening to his teachings today. It was like I had this downloaded Zoroaster's book, the whole book of Zoroaster, and it's 10 hours long, and it's online on my page on my and I was listening to it about an hour and a half of it today. It's like in this old English, like Zoroaster, it's really like dramatic, with music in the background, and it's basically reading the ancient texts of Zoroaster, translated in English. But it's like, you ask me what I find fascinating about Islam, it's like it's all Islam to me, because it's all submission, submitting your ego to the will of the divine, which is found in all the systems. That is submission. That is Islam. Not submitting to a system, not submitting to your intellect. Of course, in the beginning, you have to have the structure. You have to have the structure, but you don't become a part of the structure. You're above it. It comes out of you like a spider would make its web. The web material comes out of it itself. In an aspect, you co-create in this, you co-create a layer of reality. You're an aspect. You cannot be you can only be an aspect. Yeah, they were channeling information. People are channeling all the time. You know? It is the case today. You know why? Because those books are happening now. See, it's all an illusion. Time is an illusion. You can't get the past back. You can only tap into various emotions and material of the past. And if you look at it now, that past is happening now. You can channel. Anyone can channel. The thing is, in what's mindset, the more you know this higher realms and things, the more you can channel like with more of a focus. You know, not just open up to be a channel. Like to become a channel. It's like to become a channel or to channel. You know, to channel higher entities. Or just to become open up. Like when you drink alcohol, you become a channel for the entity that comes through your change of vibrational state from that alcohol. And you become a channel for entities in that dimension. Well, you say, I don't think the Islamic God exists. I mean, I don't know what that means, but I don't know what that means. And that's, what can I say? If that's not what you believe, then that's not what you believe. You're a channel of the God. It's expressed through your consciousness. So if you have a limiting God, if you have a God that's vengeful and hateful, and that's what you focus on, that entity, that creator, then you're going to be projecting that kind of frequency that reflects to you what you believe in the creator. So if the creator's a loving God and merciful and gives his creation everything and loves it, and that's how your whole base knowledge and belief of that creator is, then your life is going to be very different than that other person. Well, God, the infinity, has all names. All attributes belong to God. So it doesn't matter, like, the God in Hinduism, they're all the aspects of that infinity, of that one God. So that's one aspect. So the name of Shiva in Hinduism, the God of destruction, is a name in Islam, is El Muqtab, or El something, El Mutab, that's the aspect of the destroyer in Islam, in Arabic, Yeah, it's a very interesting thing. Brahman, Brahman is Ram, it's Ram. It's Abraham in the Western monotheistic tradition. Abraham was a Brahman priest, Yeah, if you really are seeking knowledge and wisdom, then you will receive it. But if you're in the ego and you're just trying to, tell other people, and you want to be the expert, and you want to tell other people they're wrong and how, then that's all ego. And then you'll find something, but you'll always be, you're going to be led by that ego. And it's going to look at that as intuition, or that as like some divine knowledge. The thing is, you have to experience spirituality. You have to experience the divine. You have to experience these emotions. And it's like, I've experienced the negative emotions long enough. I've experienced lack. I've experienced anxiousness and guilt way too long. And I don't want to experience that anymore. But that experience of having guilt and all those things, I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm so mad that I had that experience. No, it's like, I experienced it, and I gained a lot of energy that I had to transmute, that led into gold. And I'm very thankful for that. I'm very grateful for all my experiences as a police officer, as a lawnmower man, I worked at the mall, I worked at the burger joint, all these kind of things. I cherish those experiences now. But at the time, I was ashamed, or I was guilt-tripped into thinking I'm a loser. But now I look at it and I'm thankful. Yeah. All energy belongs to the divine, and it can't be outside of it. It's a part of it. You're inside the divine, the mind of Allah, or the mind of whatever, the universe, the mind of the all. But where are you? Where are you? In the bowels? Are you in the bowels of the mind, of the body? What's up? How you doing?
That was a long day.
I know, man. It's
13 hours. Sunday.
got some Pacifica if you want to.
Nice.
Yeah. Hey, you guys. I gotta go, but have a wonderful evening. And I was very glad that we got to share some thoughts, and just hit me a follow if you want more of this content. I'm all about giving people the tools to transform, not just rhetoric and debating and whatnot. Aren't you past that? Aren't you past trying to get everyone to agree with you? Trying to get everyone to agree with you so you feel better about your belief? Get past it, okay? Take care, everyone. Peace. Assalamu alaikum. Sat Sri Akal. Namaste.